Hello, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. This is video 2 for today. The first one is uploading to YouTube right now, so I thought I'd start the next one. The first one is journal cover ideas, which is going to be posted for today. And then this one will be posted for tomorrow. So this one is the chat, the week in review. Why is it when I talk, the phone, it seems to be the sound on a delay, or the video's on a delay? I wonder how. Well, if my lips don't go with the words, you'll know why. It's recording weird. I don't understand. But anyways, maybe it's because I have it reversed now. I don't know. But anyways, so, and the results of my last video. I still need to clean all that up before I go to bed. Oh, and there are the pillows. I was saying about how my journal is covered from a bedspread I had, and then I had the shams. Well, there's the 2 shams. I still have the shams. The bedspread, it just got worn a lot. Where the shams, it's just decoration, so they last longer. And so those are my colors, the blue, green, and pink. As you can tell, it's all blue, green, and pink. But anyways, okay, so I forgot I was going to review the last week in review video, but I forgot to go back and look at it. I'm sorry. But I don't, so I might repeat myself, I'm not sure. But I had done this room, and with the new things for the papers and the few things I bought in here, and I had left the living room. Well, on Sunday, because Saturday I did nothing. I try every Saturday, if possible, to do nothing. If I can't do it on Saturday, I do nothing one day. If I can't do it on a Saturday, it'll be a Sunday. And if I can't do it Sunday, it'll be a Monday. So, but then Monday is my laundry day, and I start my week, plan my week. So then that gets pushed to Tuesday. I have to have one day I do nothing. I just watch movies on Netflix or watch Pluto TV or something. But anyways, so it was the living room. So what I do is at the dining room table, that's where I sit and have my coffee in the morning, and I wake up slowly. I play some games on my phone. And then when I feel like my brain is ready, I then turn on music. And then that gets my body, the blood flowing, and my body, my muscles awake, and then I start dancing or exercise or whatever. And then after about 2-3 hours into the morning, that's when I start my day. And so I start with the balcony. I make sure, because I got to take care of the plants on the balcony before the sun hits the balcony, and it hits around 3-4 o'clock. And I get up late in the morning, right? I don't get up in the morning. I get up at noon. So, which is why sometimes I post videos on one day, but it actually goes up the next day. And that's because I don't go to bed till 4 in the morning. So sometimes it'll get posted before midnight. Sometimes it's after midnight, so that it becomes part of the next day. So don't be surprised if you see 2 videos on one day. It all depends on when I post it, right? Yeah, so I have to do the plants on the balcony first, make sure they're all good. Then I check the temperature. If it's starting to get too warm and it's early in the day, like up until 3 o'clock, if it's like 25 or higher, or even 24, I'll put on the air conditioner and I'll close the patio door. So the balcony's done, that part of my day is done. Then I go and do the indoor plants, and I start doing my housework. So then, like, I'm doing the rest of that area, which is the dining area, the living room. The dining area includes my sewing stuff, the living room, the kitchen, dishes, dishwasher. Like, that whole area is the first part of my day. And so, as you know, we had bought a shelf, a floating shelf for the living room. Well, we put that up on Sunday, and it looks really pretty. Maybe I'll enclose a picture in the video, but I'd have to pause it, go out there. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. So there we go. I put that shelf up. I put that little stained glass there. I put the other stained glass there. And then that is the candle from my daughter. And those are the pictures his Scott's mom did. And so that's that whole area. I don't know if I showed you the plant area. I stacked the shelf instead of the two halves being side by side. It's all one. So, and I put the one plant on top. So that was the shelf that we bought. It was reduced. I think it was like 30% reduced or something, 25%. No, I think it was 30. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. All right, I'll be back. So there you go. Wasn't that pretty? I really like it. And there's not too much on it, so it doesn't look cluttered. I really, really like that shelf. And it was in the clearance section of IKEA. I guess either it was a display model or they're not carrying it anymore. Like, it's long. It's probably like 5 feet long. But anyway, so we did that on Sunday, and I did some rearranging in that room. I got rid of the pepper plants from the balcony because they didn't have any peppers on it. It was a bunch of flowers, but they weren't getting pollinated. It had been a few weeks, maybe even a month. So I got rid of those. But as I got rid of those, I found some cayenne peppers that, I guess those flowers did germinate. I don't know who, if it was the moth or the aphids or the squirrel rubbing its body against it, because the squirrel's still getting in sometimes. Or at least I think it is. Remember the marigold flowers were on the chair? Anyway, so we got rid of that stuff. So Sunday I cleaned out the pots. Scott took it downstairs. The table, the other part of my desk, remember there was two tables side by side. Well, the one in the front is going to my daughter's, so I wiped the spots that were scratched up a bit. I put some stain on it, and I left it for an hour, and then I wiped it down, and then I left it for another couple of hours, and I wiped it down again, because every time you wipe it with a rag, you get the stain residue on your rag, and so it's like, oh, it's still coming off. So then I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it till tomorrow. Maybe the wood will absorb more of the stain. So I still have to do that. We're going over there tomorrow. So then that's that table. I prepped it. Got rid of some more stuff. And then what happened Monday? Something happened Monday. Or wait a minute. Monday might have been my rest day. Yeah, because it was my laundry day and I hadn't washed my pants. I had to do my laundry. And so it was laundry day, and so I got ready for Tuesday, my grandson's birthday dinner. Well, before we went to the birthday dinner, we did run some errands, and I believe it was Brittany's or Tammy's. I think it was Brittany. I think it was yours that I mailed off on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, I mailed off Tammy's. Or it's the other way around. I can't remember. But I think it was Brittany's, because yours was the next one. Debbie won the first contest, Tammy won the second, Brittany won the third, and I was at the third one. So I mailed off Brittany's from draw number 3 and number 5, those two. I mailed them both on Tuesday. And then Tammy's, which was draw number 4 and 5. Yours I sent out on Thursday. So you ladies should have yours. The only one I have left is Debbie, and she's in Canada. But what I wanted to let you know, oh yeah, and they said it would be like 7 to 10 days. So let's say 2 weeks. In 2 weeks you should have it. Hopefully sooner than that, because they did say 7 to 10. But yeah, you'll get it pretty quick here. But the problem, oh, my grandson's dinner I have down here too. That was Tuesday, so let's do, oh no, Canada Post was first. Okay, so Canada Post. I didn't look up Mr. T. You know, Mr. T from back in the 70s, the black guy, I think he was a wrestler or a boxer or something. Yeah, so when I say Mr. T, I think of him. But in this case, we're talking about Mr. T, all about the tariffs. I ain't getting political. I don't want to get into it. But because of it, it seems Canada Post now, they have an app you need to download. And the app isn't Canada Post. It's a total different word. I don't know what. But you have to download that app, create an account. Then you have to do your parcel declaration online. That, you know, it's not chemicals, and that it's not drugs, and that it's safe, and blah, blah, blah. Which mine is just paper and stickers. That's what I wrote down. Paper and stickers. You know, that's all it is. Oh, and ribbon. Whatever. So you have to do your declaration online. Then you go into Canada Post. Now, I only found this out yesterday, Thursday. Tuesday, I brought it in. We did everything there. The declaration was done on their little computer screen, right on their desk, and everything was golden. But the lady on Tuesday said that it was there's a good chance it'll change on Friday, and that we won't know until Friday if it's going to take effect. So I thought, okay, I got to go and ship out Tammy's before Friday. So Thursday I went and I mailed Tammy's too. And Tammy's 2 packages, because I did do each mini journal in its own package, because they should have been sent out right when the draw happened, and I just thought it would be better. But anyways, Thursday we go in to mail Tammy's. It had already taken effect that morning. It wasn't Friday, it was Thursday morning. And I'm like, oh great. I'm like, but because it's the first day, do they give us grace period? Like, can you still do everything and I just do it on your screen? He's like, nope, you have to download the app. Well, downloading the app was fine. It's creating an account. It didn't recognize my Hotmail because it's not at hotmail.ca or .com or whatever it was. Mine is at live dot whatever. And I've had it before. There's been a couple of times that, and like probably over the last 15 years, this is probably the 3rd time it happened. It doesn't happen often, but some of them don't recognize the LIVE, live. And so I'm like, oh, great. And then I had to remember my Google account. Well, I use Google at home. My phone, they're all set up with Google. Like, I don't know my password by heart. It's in a binder. Well, I had to try and remember my Google. I have 3 Google accounts. So now I have to remember, okay, which one am I using and what password does it have? And so I did that, and then it wanted a passcode. So I had to go into my emails to get the passcode, to go back and then enter the passcode. Well, it disappeared. And so then we tried it again. Same whole thing, fill out your name, your blah, 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 blah. Sent the passcode, and the guy behind the counter is like, oh, wait, let me do it. So he went in, and he did it, and then he entered the passcode, and then I had to do the declaration. So then I did the declaration. Well, it shut down the account again. And we're like, what happened? Like, I did the declaration. Why didn't it save it? And so he's like, oh, it didn't take the account. We have to create the account again. And then the girl was saying, oh, wait a minute. Maybe the account was created because it did go to the next step. So let's just try and sign into the account. And so we did, and it worked. And then I just had to redo the declaration. And then it gives you a QR code. Well, it wouldn't scan on my phone. My phone's not that old. Anyway, so yeah, then they noticed that there was a code number. So then he just entered the code number and it was fine. And then, of course, I had to do it for the other parcel, do it again, and we did it again. And I swear I was there for like half an hour. And the stress. Oh, I'm still talking about how stressful that was. Hey, when you turn 55, there are little things that start, like tapping you on the shoulder, like, oh, your muscles aren't as resilient. Oh, technology, the brain is having trouble computing. Oh, this, the foods you eat. Like, there's all kinds of things here and there. Just little taps on the shoulder warning you. By the time you hit 60, they're all there. All the time. And so I'm 63, and you know what? Sometimes I just need a breather. Anyway, so this happened Thursday, and then like the day before on Wednesday, I realized the credit card I use has to have a passcode, otherwise you can't buy anything online. And then that was a whole ball of wax. And so, anyways, that's another story. Anyways, okay, so Canada Post, got it all done. Tammy's parcel got sent. And then my grandson's dinner was on Tuesday, the day I mailed Brittany's stuff. And it was a Brazilian restaurant, and they had a buffet. And then what they do is they cook meat on a spit. If you don't know what a spit is, it's basically a metal rod that they put the meat onto, and then it rotates as it cooks. And so they had meat on a spit, and they would come around. They have this cylindrical piece of wood. It's red, yellow, green. So if you have the green up, if they see it, they'll come in and offer you whatever meat they have on their stick. And then if the red one's up, they won't come around. They'll know that you're still eating, but that you might be interested in more. And then when it's laying down flat, which means then the yellow is up. Now this is what we were told through the grapevine within the family. If it's laying flat, and so it's basically the center part is up, which is not really up, it's just, then it means you're done and you're ready for the bill. So if it's lying down, you're ready for the bill. If one of the ends are up, it means either you're eating or you want food, or you're eating. Wait. So when they come around, if they see the green, they're going to offer you food. If they see the red, they'll know, oh, come back later. Anyway, so it was really interesting. My oldest daughter and me, we just went for the buffet because there was meat in there. And we don't, I love meat, but I've cut back how much meat I consume because I know I was overdoing it. I'm a meataholic. And meat and vegetables, I could live on those two, and that's my life. But anyways, so we just went for the buffet. We filled our plate once, and that was it. It wasn't stacked high. It was just one full plate, and that was it. And we took our time and enjoyed it. And everybody else was taking meat like, oh, you want this one? Oh, hey, to the kids. Hey, you want that one? Oh, And anyways, it was beautiful. We had so much fun. Okay. Okay, when was that one? So the thing that I was saying about my credit card and about passcodes and all of that, the day, Thursday. Okay, so yeah, running errands as usual, cooking and cleaning, and then we all do regularly. I have to start writing in my agenda book, and then I can just flip the page and tell you what each day is. I don't know. My daughter did tell us, my oldest daughter, that she's getting married, her and her fiance. They've been engaged for many years. And so they have finally figured out where and when and all that. And so we've got like a month to prepare for her wedding. It was supposed to be in Mexico, and then they changed. And then it was supposed to be in November, which got bumped up to September because her brother-in-law doesn't live in Canada. And so he's in town visiting. So they want him to be there for the wedding. So they upped the date to September. And then, just like things that happen, the ball rolling, this person can't come because of this, or that person can't come because of that. So they decided they're getting married middle of September, right after her birthday. How do you make all the arrangements, and how do you, find your dress that you want to wear, and what about if there's some problems, or you need a seamstress, or what about oh my God, you know what I just realized? I didn't think about my shoes. I have to find shoes. I can't wear Crocs at a wedding. I can have them in the car for before and after, but for the actual ceremony. What shoes did I wear to Samantha's wedding? My youngest daughter. Oh, I gotta write that down. Hold on. Wedding day shoes. Wedding. How do you spell wedding? Day shoes. Put a big asterisk. There we go. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I tried to order some things online. Didn't realize that the credit card that I have wants you to enter a passcode, and I tried to do it on my phone, and by the time I got into my email for my passcode and then went back to the website, the passcode box was no longer there. It was gone. Oh my God, I had so much, and then I ended up calling them and telling them, oh, I need the items, but it was rejected because of the passcode. Can you recharge it? And they're like, oh, okay, we'll update the payment information. And then I got another notice saying it was declined. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I go into the account and everything's fine. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to make a payment anyways, just in case. So I made a payment, and it had nothing to, there was money there. But I just wanted to have a safety net because I didn't know, with all these other charges that are not typical, because you're making purchases that maybe, one, and then I'm going to be at the limit. So I'm like, no, I better make a payment. So I made a payment, which that wasn't the issue. But I just thought since I'm here, I'll do that. Well, then I find out another financial institute that keeps track of the credit report. I have another credit card. Did you know that? I have two. No, I don't. So I had to deal with that. Oh my God. It was so stressful. It got so, because between Canada Post, the purchasing the website I was buying stuff from, the credit card needing the passcode, and I missed that ball. Um, just like one thing on top of the other, and it was all electronics. Whether it was something not working on my phone or whatever, everything happened in one day. And I tried to call my daughter, two of the three, because the other one is, she's busy with work. She goes to work, whereas the other two are home. And, she's up early in the morning. Whereas the other two, the two of them actually get up early in the morning, but she's up till late anyways. And I just vent. I needed to vent. And they weren't available. And I didn't want to bother my third daughter because, stress, none of us like stress. And my boyfriend passed by the door, and I told him, I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed. Blah, blah, blah. He came and sat down, and I just started. Why? Why this? Why that? They're doing this. Why is it? Why do I have another credit card? I don't have another credit card. Blah, 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 blah. And I was just going on and on and on. You know how sometimes when stress is so overwhelming, you just need to dump the negativity from your brain and just dump it. And all you do is you rant and blah, 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 and just need to empty it out. And then all of a sudden, the light bulb goes on, and it's like, oh, I know what I got to do. I got to do this. I got to do that. Da, 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 da. And boom, 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 boom. And the job's done, and stress is gone. You ever get that? I get that a lot. When you reach a certain age, that stress, your level of stress tolerance goes down and down and down. And it gets to a point where you just got to vent to get back up there to be able to deal. Anyways, so that was yesterday's ordeal. And then today, I just got to wash down that half of my desk, because we're gonna deliver it tomorrow. And my two videos for today and tomorrow. The one for today is the journal covers idea, and then tomorrow's will be this video, and then I get a fresh start for next week, and then we're actually going to dive into the journals, the actual physically making them. So that was my week. What's the date today? Friday the 29th at 9 p.m. I should be able to get the other one posted before midnight. But anyway, so it's Friday the 29th. So Friday the 22nd, which was a week ago, would have been the end of the last video, or somewhere around there. Friday, Saturday was the end. So that is for the week of August, ending August 29th. Let's hope next week goes a little more smoother and the video is like 5 minutes. Nothing special happened. You know what I mean? I could use one of those weeks. Anyway, so that's everything. And all this ups and downs, don't forget, those are things that are out of the ordinary. The normal things like, cleaning house, cooking, all the stuff that you do all the time, regularly. Those things I'm not going to be talking about unless something out of the ordinary happens. These week in reviews are just for the things that are not part of routine. There are things that happen just out of the blue, like all this technology stuff, and like app that was not working right away the first time, and credit card that wants a passcode, but then when you go retrieve it, it disappears, that little box. the TransUnion credit report. Like, I didn't know I had another credit card. Don't want another credit card. One's enough. It's just for, so that you're not using your banking all the time. It's to keep your banking stuff safe. You use your credit cards when it's online. It's just a safety measure, right? It's a new age. I didn't grow up in this age. I grew up where disco was a big thing, and going to the clubs and dancing, and that's what you did all weekend long. You wanted to chit chat, you picked up the phone and you called your friends. After work, when you're sitting down to dinner, you call them up. Oh, hi, I'm just having dinner. I thought I'd give you a call. And you chat with your friends. Anyways. So there you go. There you have it. I hope you like these little videos. If I see they're not very popular, I may stop them. But I do like to document it for myself. Like if I do one a week, that's 52 videos a week or a year. 10 years, that's 520. If I want to go back and see something that happened or whatever, it's easy for me to go back and look at things, figure out when what happened. So I kind of like doing these videos, but I don't know. We'll see how they go. All right, everybody. My container for the draws, it was going like this because of the fan. See, now it's 23 degrees outside. It started going down. It went up to 26.7, and now it's at 23.9. So it's starting to come down. 9 o'clock. All right, everybody. You take care. You have a lovely weekend. And I will see you probably Monday or Tuesday. If I can do laundry on Sunday, then I can start my videos earlier and start it on Monday. If not, I'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending when it posts, right? Because then that I'll see you next week. All right, everybody, take care. Love you guys. Bye for now. I forgot to tell you. You remember, Brittany, you had made a comment about those paintings that my daughter's friend from high school, that she had done. Well, I said I would try and include a picture of the face painting she had done. Well, here's the face painting she had done. The fleur-de-lis on my cheek. And I'm wearing orange and black, so I'm assuming it was Halloween. No, it couldn't have been Halloween. Must have been Claire's birthday. But anyways, there you go. She does face painting also. Isn't that cool? Anyways, bye again.